Hello students, I welcome you to my channel. Now in my today's video, I would like to talk on what is Excel, what is the use of MS Excel. Now for example, your class, each class there are 60 students. So we may need to perform the calculation of total marks scored by the 60 students. So sitting manually and calculating the total marks of 60 students will be very much of tedious and time consuming. So isn't it a better way to use some kind of application or software to perform this large calculation? And here comes into the picture MS Excel or Microsoft Excel. Now Microsoft has provided us with an electronic spreadsheet application which has the feature of performing calculation on large amount of data. Not only the calculation, the basic calculation, but also the calculation based on different formulas. Formulas has been already predefined within the application, but even we can perform the calculation on the formulas specified by us also. So this application software enables the user to store, organize and calculate and manipulate data with the formulas using a spreadsheet system that is broken up by rows and columns. So I will show you what are the rows and columns here means. So you can see this spreadsheet over here. Now you can see here the columns and rows. Now this rows has been identified by or marked by numbers and columns are marked by alphabets. So horizontal rows, horizontal lines, okay, these are the rows, and vertical thing, the vertical part over here, vertical sections, okay, they are known as columns, and each column has been named by each alphabet starting from A. Now I'll give you a much more clear demo of it. So here is a much more clear explanation. You can see. So you can see the row over here. I marked a row over here. Rows are marked by numbers, and here this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, they are known as row header. And this A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, whatever, these are the columns name, and these are known as column header. And you can see the column and the row that I have marked over here, okay. And here the cell that has a green border around it, this is known as a selected cell. Whenever you select a cell, either will get a green border around the cell or a black border around the cell. So whichever cell has this border means the cell has been selected. So this cell is known as selected cell or active cell. And this is the formula bar where the formula is displayed. Whenever you are entering a formula or selecting a formula in a cell, the formula will be displayed in the formula bar. And here you see this cell has been selected, okay, and it is column A and row 1. The cell has been named as A1. Yeah, this is a name box where the name of the cell will be displayed. And here on the top is the title bar where the book 1 Excel, the title has been displayed, and this save icon, etc., etc. And these are the various tabs which has number of options to work with in Excel. So this is the basic interface of MS Excel. So whenever you click on various tabs over here, okay, you will find number of options to work with. For example, in home tab, you have this font group, then alignment group, then number group. There are many more. So if you open your application in your computer, you will find there are a number of options in Excel in each of the tab. Now I will show you a short demo on how to identify a cell or how to give a cell address. This is demo 1 on how to identify a cell. So what is a cell? Cell is the intersection of rows and column. Now this is a row. This is a row and this is a column. Now you can see the columns are identified by alphabets ABCD and rows are identified by 1, 2, 3, 4. So this intersection where column A and row 1 is getting intersected, this particular area or this rectangular box is known as cell. Now each cell has an address, otherwise how you will identify the cell? Okay, so to identify the cell we need to give the address to the cell. So how we will decide the address of a cell? By the column name and the row number. Now since I've selected this cell, this is row 1 and column A. So the address of the cell will be A1. Now suppose I select this cell. So this is column C and row 2. So what will be the cell address? C2. So we are addressing the cell, we are identifying the cell by the column name and the row number. Now suppose another example, this one. So what will be the address of this cell? So which is the column? Column is G and row is 7. So the cell address becomes G7. You can see it's already given here also in the name box, G7. So this is the way to identify a cell. Now here I have identified the single cell. Again, one more example. Suppose I am coming here. So this is once again column J and row 12. So it becomes J12. So address of this cell is J12. So this is the way how you identify a cell in Excel. Here is another demo on how to identify multiple cells in Excel. In my previous demo, I showed you how to refer to a single cell in Excel worksheet. Now what if we want to refer to the cells more than one? Multiple cells, suppose you want to refer. So what do I mean by multiple cells over here? See, you can see here I've selected, you can see this yellow color part here over here. I've selected here 6 cells. Okay, can you see 6 cells have been selected? You can see here the 6 yellow color cell. Okay, now that means I have selected here 6 columns, but row is same. Only I've selected in row 1 but I have selected here 6 cells. Okay, in turn that means I have selected 6 column A, B, C, D, E and F. So how I will refer this entire 6 cells altogether? Okay, so first thing you remember that I have selected only one single row, and secondly I have selected 6 columns. So how to refer it? First I will begin with column A. You can see over here column A, and then I have written 1. Why 1? Because I have selected row 1. And then where I am ending? I am ending at column F because I have selected 6 cells. So I have written F, and then I am remaining in row 1. So I have given as F1. A1, and in between there is a colon. A1 to F1. That means it refers that it's in row 1 but 6 columns A to F. So this is the way we are referring this particular multiple cells. So this reference is known as cell range. When we are selecting more than one cell, that particular term is known as cell range. Now how I will address the cell range? By this, like this, A1 colon F1 means column A to column F and at row 1. Similarly, I have selected here, see here, you can see multiple cells again. But here again I have selected how many cells? I think I have selected over here 30 cells, because I have selected 6 columns and 5 rows. How come 5 rows? Because 6, 7, row number 6, row number 7, row number 8, row number 9 and row number 10. So I have selected 5 rows and 6 columns at A, B, C, D, E and F. So 5 into 6 becomes 30 cells. Now how I will refer this cell range? So I will begin with A because I've selected column A, and I've selected column 6. I'm starting from column 6. So I have selected, I'll write here 6. A6. Now it will go to till column F. So I have written F over here. Now how many rows? And which rows I am ending? I am ending at row 10. So I have written here F10. And in between a colon. Colon means 2. A6 to F10. This entire cell range is referred as A6 to F10, where A and F means A to F means 6 columns and 6 to 10 means 4 rows. Okay, sorry, 5 rows. Okay, so A6 colon F10. And another example, you can see here I have selected 11 cells over here. But if you can see, I have selected only one single column. But how come I am selecting 11 cells? Because I have selected 11 rows from 1 to 11. Row 1 to 11. But column is one single column, that is I. So how I have referred it? I beginning from row 1. So 1 colon I. Okay, then which row it's ending? 11. So I have referred it as I1 colon I11. Okay, so this is the way you are supposed to refer to a cell range. First you will see how many columns has been selected. Then you refer to the column names. Then how many rows has been selected. And then you refer to the rows numbers, and accordingly you write the range. From which column it is starting and which column it is ending, and which rows is starting and which rows it is ending. The first point here is which column it has started. It started at column A and it is started at row 6. So we'll write at row 6. And how many? Till which row and till which column? So till column F, and till which rows? Till row number 10. Okay, so I've written A6 colon F10. So remember, every time when you are writing the cell range, when referring to the cell range, okay, remember which column it has started, which rows it has ended, and which rows it has started, and which column it has ended. Okay, you have to remember the starting column, starting row, ending column, and ending row. This is the way you can refer to a number of cell selection in a Excel worksheet. I hope it is clear to you. So by now I hope it is clear to you what is Excel, what is a spreadsheet, and what's the interface of the Excel, and what is a cell, even what are the rows and columns, and what are the how to refer a cell and a cell range. And I'll be coming up with more videos on how to work with Excel with different features that are available. So thank you for watching, and see you in my next video. Till then, bye bye.